We ready to get started? We've got more people in the waiting room, I see. If you can click them in there, I'll let them hop in. How many are in right now? I can't really see because all I can see on my screen is my presentation. Real quick, show a thumbs up if you can see. It's time to put 2020 in the rearview mirror. You can see it. All right. Who agrees with that? Thumbs up. All right. Fantastic.
I would like to stay in 2020, but I'm only speaking for myself.
Well, we still got a bunch of folks coming in. We had over 100 people. If you didn't see that earlier today, I put an announcement out. Over 100 people pre-registered to join this Zoom tonight. So we are going to max out, I believe, our Zoom room. We have a cap at 100. So that would be a first. Actually, it'd be a second. We've done this once before, where we had that many people join in. All right, they're still popping in. They're still coming in. Well, while that's happening, Jillian's over there furiously clicking that button there to let people in. She looks pained almost. I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. Welcome everybody. I just want to say, first of all, thanks for taking some time out of your evening here, your Wednesday evening, I believe it is. We wanted to do this in the evening so that we didn't interrupt people's work schedules or kind of post mid intra holiday. I guess it's intra holiday schedule. This week, maybe a lot of folks have a little time off, hopefully, and also give you a chance to get that workout in this evening. I'm kind of itchy a little bit. I didn't get a chance to jump into that workout tonight, so maybe I'll hit it after this call, especially if it's a good one, or if it's a bad one. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm just going to say I'm actually a little bit nervous. I know a lot. I do a lot of these things. We're on Facebook a lot, and we're on lives a lot. But Jill's pointing her finger. What's up? Oh, you're muted too.
I don't have the waiting room anymore. So you have the waiting room.
Oh, I got to do it. Okay. Well, let's do this.
Sorry, everybody. I gave Justin access. I gave him the power, and now I don't have the power to do the waiting room anymore.
So we should know better by now.
I know. That's the
I just did admit all. So they're all flooding in right now. Look at that.
There we go. There we go. I was like, I don't see them. There's something wrong. Okay.
All
We
right,
got Shelby. Do you have Shelby on that now, Justin?
I do.
Okay.
Why don't we do this? I'm going to give you control back. How about that?
Thanks for your patience, everybody.
Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. Let's see participants. We've got 71 participants right now. That is amazing. Let's see if I can find, I don't even know that many people, if I can find you. And we're going to go.
There we go.
Make co-host. Yes. Look at that. All right. So you should have utter and complete power.
I do. I've got the power back. Thank you for that. I appreciate it.
All right. As I was saying before, having this many people on a Zoom, even though we're not in person, can be a little nerve-wracking. So I'm going to do my best to kind of slow down a little bit. We've got a lot of content to get through here. We're calling this our launch party because we are launching a couple of things, not just one, but a couple of really, really exciting products and services for you guys. So thanks for joining in. This is also being recorded. We've got people on our Facebook page, I know, watching this as well. We'll have people watching this after the fact. So don't worry if you're watching this kind of in a recorded version. You'll still be able to participate in what we're going to talk about tonight. But with that, we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So first things first, you see the title here. Hopefully everybody can see my presentation there. It's time to put 2020 in the rear view mirror. Again, thumbs up, fist bumps if you agree with that. Yeah, I would say yes. All right, so next slide. Oh, hang on a second. My slide jockey here is. There we go. Let's see. No, it's working. Not yet. All right. So I think we can all agree that 2020 has been a year of ups and downs, but we did want to do, it's the end of the year, so we're going to look back a little bit, right? We've been kind of saddled with lockdowns and Zoom meetings and work from home and homeschooling and, the riots in the streets and politics. And that's kind of led to stress and anxiety and maybe a little weight gain like this kitty cat over here, a little exhaustion, lack of accountability. Hang on a second. So is anybody else, can you agree with that? At least some of those things, maybe not all, but some of them, maybe all, who knows, some of those things, right? It's been a tough year, But I just want to say, we haven't stopped innovating. We haven't stopped working hard for you guys. hopefully you felt some of that. I kind of threw some of the slides up here, some of the pictures, the things that we have done, have accomplished throughout the year, have participated in. Many of you have also been played a strong role, a heavy role in a lot of that stuff. And so we just wanted to stop and take a moment here at the end of the year. Next slide. Just say thank you for sticking with us. All right. You guys are awesome. You're amazing members. We love having you. Our team, our staff, our employees, just love working with each and every one of you every day. And so just wanted to say, first of all, thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for supporting us. Thanks for keeping on the good fight, because it's all going to pay off. All right. So it felt right here at the end of the year. Today, that would be the big day to introduce that next big thing for everybody. In fact, it's going to be a couple of things. All right. So, I think it's an opportunity for all of us as a fitness community that we should be taking advantage of, because it's all going to be in the kind of supporting your health and wellness going into 2021. All right. So before we dive right into the actual meat of it, I want to kind of talk about how it started. Next. All right. So got a couple of problem statements here. Right. So the first thing is, I think we all can agree. Can we all agree that we struggle with nutrition? All right. We've been doing this. Jillian and I have been in this business for going on 9 years now. 9 years now. And that is the number one challenge that we see above all else, right? You guys are amazing. You get started. It's a little hard at first to get your workouts going, but really kind of when you get your workouts going, you get into that habit, that routine, you're pretty good at sticking with that. The nutrition is where people struggle. Macros and micronutrients and calories and how much and meal timing and what should I eat and how should I eat and where should I eat? There's always a million different parts and pieces to nutrition. It can be very confusing. All right, next one. Second problem. All right, even with a meal plan, right? We've got a lot of tools that we've rolled out over the years, from simple meal plans to the Evolution Nutrition meal program. It can still be hard to get all those nutrients in that our bodies need every day. And a lot of that, I think, comes down to, at least I know for me, I don't know about for you, but I'm too busy, right? You're on the go, you're work, you're on the Zoom calls all day. I've been working on a slide for about 12 hours. So it happens, right? You get busy, you get stuck in kind of that spinning hamster wheel, and you just, kind of forget to eat, or you're in a hurry and a rush and you grab that, to-go box. It can be a little bit too busy and overwhelming. And then the third problem, this is stuff that we hear from people all the time. I'm sore, I'm tired, right? I want to gain more muscle. I feel kind of, my stomach's kind of, I hate vegetables. I hear that one more often than not. It's not just my kids. And also that last one there, aren't there any supplements I can take just to make this easier? All right, so next slide. All right, so with all of that kind of being said, we began searching for answers a little over a year ago, actually probably more like a year and a half ago, I'd say. And the first step, go back up a little bit, not ready. She's kind of new to this whole PowerPoint thing. Anyway, so we kind of took a crawl, walk, run approach, as you can see there. And the first big thing we rolled out about a year and a half, 2 years ago, was Evolution Nutrition. We've got a lot of folks who've been in that program, using that program currently today. And that essentially it helps meal planning make it easier, right? Here's the meal plan, here's the shopping list, go buy the food, then cook the food, then eat the food, all right? And that was a huge revolution for us and a move forward. But, next slide. That helped, but, next slide. It didn't quite fully 100% solve the problem, all right? There's still a gap. So this slide, really my thought process on this one was, back to that question about, hey, aren't there any supplements? Really, you can kind of see, we really had we kind of had one tool in our pocket, one tool in the toolbox, right? And it's kind of, you can go try this, you can kind of buy some stuff, maybe try this, maybe try that, see how it feels, all right? So next. We looked at a couple of different solutions. This goes back about a year ago. We're looking at some different solutions, but none of them really kind of fit our demographic, our people, our members, and our needs, all right? So we kind of pushed back, we leaned pretty heavily on the corporate team and said, help us out, all right? And they went to work, the mad scientists there. Actually, no, they didn't start formulating stuff. They partnered with a company called Vitaminerals, who's been in the supplement business for nearly 90 years. And with that, after nearly a year of banging our head against the wall, anxiously awaiting, next slide, we're excited to announce tonight the Farrell's line. This is an exclusive line of supplements made only for Farrell's, made for you, the Farrell's members, made for us. You can see here the products that we have on the screen here. We've got 6 different products available. They are available right now tonight to purchase. We're going to talk about how to do that in just a little while. But the reason I'm super excited about this goes back to that kind of that need we talked about before. There were gaps and deficiencies in many of your nutrition habits and routines. And these products that they've launched for us fill a large, if not all of those gaps for us. And so we're going to talk a little bit about each of those. Let's go to the next slide. So hold on a minute. You might be thinking, okay, so I thought Farrell's was only focused on having us eat real food. And guess what? You're right. But we have always been about food first and supplement where you're deficient. All right. So let's talk a little bit about some of the facts. All right. So here, I know this is an eye chart, kind of hard to see, even on a big screen here in front of you. But this demonstrates two different studies that were done in the past 5 or 6 years, I believe. And you kind of see the numbers on the left, the percentages on the left and the right are very similar in many of these cases. But these are some of the core, some of the primary minerals, vitamins and minerals that our bodies need on a daily basis. And those percentages represent the percent of Americans who are deficient in each of those vitamins. So a couple I wanted to highlight there, like vitamin D, all right, especially up here in the north in the wintertime. Vitamin D, roughly 70 to 74% of Americans are deficient, all right, deficient in vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin C. You can see all the vitamins and minerals there. Fiber, that's another big one. 97% of Americans are deficient in fiber, all right? So I can't sit here and say that, you know, because we're Farrell's members and we're Farrell's people that, you know, this doesn't apply to us. I promise you, having worked in this business for this long, these numbers are probably pretty relevant. Wouldn't you say? I'd say we probably are missing out on a few of these as well, all right? So Farrell's has developed this line of supplements. They're specifically designed with all of us in mind, based on our really tough workouts, right? And that there's a kind of a sense among a lot of our members anyway, that we've had over the years, that people like to stay, you know, relatively clean and natural. All right. We don't want to be putting a lot of chemicals and things like that in our bodies, right? So with our members' needs in mind, next slide. All right. So I want to go through some of these products and introduce them to you, new members of the Farrell's family. All right. So right here, you can see protein. That's the number one thing. I put that purposely as number one, because protein is one of the biggest things that a lot of folks are deficient in. Even if you eat on a regular basis, having a protein shake available on the go can be very, very handy. Right now, we have two flavors available. We're gonna have French vanilla and we have milk chocolate. If you can just grab that and slide that up so I can see the bottom there. 1 scoop of each of these has 27 grams of protein. There's no sugar, no added sugars, no aspartame. Yeah, you can minimize it. No, the other one right there. Thank you. No aspartame, no fillers, no artificial coloring. All right. So these are very clean, very healthy protein sources. All right. The next one here, we got a superfood formula. All right. I actually have mine right here. I've been drinking it this afternoon. All right. This one is full of greens, vegetables, fruits, enzymes, and includes probiotics. All right. So this is for the individual who, you know, probably doesn't get nearly enough of their servings of fruits and vegetables every day. And so this is a great way to supplement that throughout your day. I just throw it in with some water and maybe some you know, stevia water or something like that to flavor it up a little bit, and then just pound it. It's really, really good. It's great also to help boost immune function. All right. So that's a very kind of, I think, important thing these days. All right, next slide. The next one here is called Hydroplenish X. So this is an electrolyte solution to boost your fluid intake and recovery. All right. So I like to use this one either during my workouts or just right after my workout, especially a hard kickboxing workout where you've been sweating profusely. It's a great one to replenish that water store really, really quickly, and also help reduce fatigue if you're taking that during your workouts. All right. It's just a little fruit punch thing. You mix it in water. It's delicious. All right. The next one, please. Multivitamin. All right. So a lot of times multivitamins are crammed full of stuff. You don't really know what's in it. When you get one of these bottles, you flip it around and you see nothing but fruits and vegetables listed on the back. All right. So take 2 of these caplets a day. Again, this is going to help you make sure that you get all of those nutrients in that you need, even if you are eating mostly real foods, whole foods. It also includes omega-6, 3, 6 and 9, and quercetin. Quercetin is something that that you may have heard of in the news lately. All right. So it's one of those things where they're starting to see that there's a value in giving that to COVID patients actually in hospitals. So this is packed full of nutrients. Next slide, please. Digestion. So this is a big one we see a lot in the program, especially, as you start to increase fiber and even eating carbs and fat. So this is one that I take before every meal. It has a comprehensive enzyme formula, and it's really going to help facilitate that absorption of your carbs, your fats, your proteins, so that your cells can properly absorb and really uptake those nutrients that you're taking in. All right, next slide. This last one here is called Valera Zen X. All right, so this would be for the person who is a little stressed out, maybe a little uptight, maybe has some muscle spasms, muscle tension, that sort of thing. So this one is going to help you relax a bit. All right, and also may help with anxiety. So this is one that I would take before bedtime just to relax a little bit. And yeah, so there's that one as well. All right, so now. Before we move on, before I talk about like how you can make the purchases, it's super simple. We got a website already set up. There's actually a bit more we want to talk about. All right, so we're kind of thinking about how do we want to roll this thing out, right? We didn't want to just do a presentation, just do a webinar here and talk about this. So we thought, what better way than to do a big challenge, all right? But we wanted to make this challenge like nothing that you've ever seen or done before. I know a lot of you have been around with us for a long time, and you've done pretty much all the challenges. You have not done one like this. All right, so we're gonna get into that. All right, so what we're doing is we're gonna be kicking off a 6-week, we're calling our 6-week Ultimate Nutrition and Accountability Challenge. I'm sorry we didn't come up with something that could have a better acronym, but that's what we called it. It's gonna be kicking off January 9th. It's coming up pretty fast. So that's about a week and a half out. So that gives us a little time to get everybody signed in and paid up and get rolling with that, all right? So one of the big things that's going to be different about this challenge, one of the big things, there's a couple, but one of the things is, that's Jillian there on the right. Yeah, that's the angel on the left there. And she's going to be offering her services to each of the people who are participating in this to be kind of like your guide. All right. So this is a 6-week challenge. We've usually done 8-week and 10-week and 12-week, longer challenges. This one is meant to be utterly focused and get you either to that next level, or it's intended to get those of us who've kind of been lagging maybe a little bit the last few weeks and months to kick us into gear in this next year. All right. So you're going to have Jillian on your side here as well as the rest of the team. All right. So what this challenge is going to include, it's going to have personalized coaching. We're going to be delivering accountability through a new app that each of you will have access to. Those of you who are participating, it's called Trainerize. I'm going to ask Jillian to step in here in just a second to talk more about that. Weekly in-body scans, before and after photos, nutrition guidance, of course, workouts, got to have those included. Plus, we've got a lot of really fun bonuses that we're developing and going to be rolling out throughout, kind of sprinkling those in throughout the coming weeks as a part of the challenge. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition over to Jillian and have her talk more about Trainerize and what you can expect from that piece of the challenge.
All right. Great, thanks, Justin. So I'm seeing a couple of people asking about the 10-week challenge in the chat as well. I will be launching Trainerize with the 10-week challenges too. So let's talk Trainerize, guys. Let's talk about this accountability piece that, let's face it, that's not a challenge that most of us have been faced with just this past year. This is something that has been persistent for a very long time, maybe forever. Accountability is the hardest thing. And when we set out to create this nutrition challenge, that's always been the part, like, how do we hold people accountable on their nutrition when we're not at home with them 24 hours a day, right? That's really freaking hard. But I think this is the closest that we're going to get to it. And I'm so crazy excited to help everybody who's ready to take this leap and jump in on the 6-week challenge. So let's think about just setting out for like a nutrition goal. So we always set out with like the best intentions. We're gung-ho, and on these challenges we're always like, yes, I'm going to do these, I'm going to join in on the 6-week challenge and I'm going to be perfect the entire time and I'm going to do great, and by the end of this I'm going to be able to be in a bikini and just walk outside and everything's going to be great. Yes, you too, Mark. I know you're like, I'm going to be in that bikini, that's going to be awesome. But then something happens. We do really, really awesome at the beginning, and then we falter one time and we're like, okay, that's not a big deal. And then we falter 2 times, and then all of a sudden we're left like not finishing what we started. And how often do we just put that on repeat and replay, and we make the same darn resolutions every single year. And we always say that this is the time that we're gonna, and then you can just fill in that blank with whatever it is that you always say. This is the time I'm really gonna do this. It's really hard. It's been really, and I'll just be perfectly honest with you guys. It's been really hard to see that over and over again, and see some people always wanting the same thing and getting closer to it, and then kind of just backing off of that goal. And, you know, like Justin said, we've been doing this for 8 years now, 8 years now. And that's the thing that I'm like, how can I help more? How can I actually make sure that people finally can start making progress to what their goals are when it comes to nutrition? And this is going to be it, guys. I'm so crazy excited for it. So, you know, I get it. It's really, really easy to be there for everybody else. But unfortunately, the truth of the matter is it's really hard to be there for yourself and give yourself the support that you need. So that's why for this challenge, we've built in the accountability like you have never, ever seen before. So I'm personally going to be available to you throughout the entire 6 weeks via an app. So anybody who chooses to participate in this, will give you the information to download this. You'll be doing an assessment form, and we can talk about that later so that I know exactly what your goals are, and I can make sure that it's set up for you, customized to you. So you're going to be using this throughout the entire 6 weeks, and you're going to be tracking, we're talking your meal plan tracking. We're going to be doing your movement tracking through Fitbit or through your Apple Watch. Weekly check-ins, like Justin mentioned, on the InBody. So usually on these challenges, it's a check-in at the beginning and a check-in at the end, and we don't know how you did in the middle. This time, nope, that's not the game. You're going to be checking in every single week. And then you're going to be doing progress photos for yourself every single week. And I'll be seeing those to make sure that everything's moving. It's totally private though, so it's just between us. Habit forming check-ins. So if there is something specific that you want to work in. So for me, it's turning off electronics before bed. So that would be mine every single day. Okay, did I do it? Did I do it? So whatever your habit is specifically, maybe it's just drinking more water, eating vegetables, doing whatever it is, we'll get that in there as well so that I can check in and say, hey, you wanted to make this a habit? Let me give you a little push, a little boost of encouragement there. So I'll be checking your progress weekly. At least it might be more than that. And then I'll follow up with anyone who may need a little extra encouragement. But I'll also be cheering you on for everybody all the folks who are staying on track. So you get the boost and you get the high fives. You get all those things. You'll be having, and then, so in addition to me, you're also going to be having a exclusive accountability group. So everybody who's participating in this, you'll have a group chat in here to actually help encourage and motivate and ask for advice with other people who are also on this same challenge. The cool thing, I think the coolest thing about that is that it's, you know, often we do all of these accountability challenges and it's Facebook that we look to, which I think is an amazing platform and amazing tool, but it's also really distracting. Like, how many times are you like, oh, I want to go and I want to go do my workout. And then you see that, oh, Johnny, you know, he just went out to go dog sledding or something like that. And you watch the video and then 30 minutes later, you're like, oh, well, that I could have gotten my workout in during that time. And it's super distracting. So your entire group is going to be right here on this challenge or on this app. And so, you know, when you're going there for a specific reason. You stay focused. It's also really incredible that you're surrounding yourself with people that are on the same mission as you. You know, when you're around that and around that energy and in that support group, you get to your goals so much faster. So we're looking for 6 weeks, hyper diligence, hyper focus. The other fun things in this also include things like for people who like games, you get little badges and little exciting like streaks of activity and then reminders as well to stay on track. So you know how hard it is once you have that streak going to break it. You get 20 days and you're like, oh heck no, I'm not gonna lose all that progress, right? So that's gonna be included and worked into there. And like I said, again, so if you need help with anything, you need help how to work the supplements into your evolution nutrition plan, you just message me and I'm there to help you out. Say you want some guidance on how to set up your MyFitnessPal macro targets, I got you there too. If you need a little pep talk, you can message me or you can message the group. It's there for you. If you like had some sort of success and you're like, I don't know who I can share this with. It's just go into the app, share it, and we're there for you. You know, so like I said, we've learned so much over these past 8 years. We've always dreamt of being able to do a nutrition challenge, but just didn't feel like we actually had all of the things to support you guys as much as we would possibly need to. And now with the nutrition or with the supplement line, we've got it all. We've got it all for you. I feel 100% confident that anybody who's going to participate in this, there's no question in my mind you guys are going to nail this thing, and especially coming into 2021, just hit the ground running, and there's not going to be any stopping you in 21. So with that, I'm going to send it over to Justin, and that's my spiel of what we've got for you on the accountability side.
All right, thanks, Jillian. I appreciate that. All right, so I want to have a little caveat here. All right, first of all, I don't know about you, but I've never watched anybody do dog sledding on the Facebook. No, I'm kidding. That was great. I love that analogy. So this isn't for everybody. All right, we don't expect that 100% of our members are going to do this. So the thing is, if you've already got everything figured out, you don't need anybody hold you accountable. You're doing perfectly on your nutrition. Then move along, right? This is actually meant for everybody else who doesn't have it all figured out. All right. So here's how it's going to work. If you purchase one of our monthly subscriptions to supplements, the 6-week challenge is automatically included, no extra cost. All right. If you go, and I'm going to share with you the website, you can go kind of take a look at it. We have 2 different supplement subscription packages. If you go and buy like an individual item, that's not going to count. But if you buy one of those subscription packages, automatically included, enrolled into the 6-week challenge. If you just want to participate in the challenge, you're not interested right now in the supplements, not an issue, right? But because of everything that we're putting into this, all the effort, time, and energy, it is going to be a little bit more than our typical one. It's going to be $2.99. All right, so it's either or, one of those options. And so to get moving, to get registered, what we'd have you do is go on tonight, pre-register. And right now, Shannon's going to go into the chat and put a link in there to a Google form. We're going to ask you to pre-register on that Google form first. We're not asking for payment yet. We're not asking you to, give us your firstborn or anything like that. We just need to understand kind of a little bit more about what you want to do, whether you want the supplements, you don't want the supplements, you just want to do the challenge. That's it. And then one of our team members is going to follow up in the next couple of days to help you get signed up and get paid. All right. We need to get all of that done here in the next 7-8 days so that we can also get you scheduled for your baseline for your initial in-body scan and your photos. All right. So here again is that link. We're going to have you pre-register. I know you can't click on that, but Shannon, I can't see, but hopefully she's already put that in there. We'll also go back afterwards and put that on the Facebook group as well. So it's just a simple Google form. You fill it out, name, phone number, email, supplement you're interested in checking out, that kind of thing. And then lastly, this is it. If you want to go ahead and check out the packages or the individual products and that sort of thing, all you have to do is go to fxbnutrition.com. You can also go to either of our websites, fxbwoodbury or fxbwhitebear.com, and go up to the shop up at the top. But if you go directly there, fxbnutrition.com, there's nothing stopping you from going there right now and purchasing everything on that. I'm kidding. There's nothing stopping you from going and creating a profile even before you get pre-registered for the challenge. But if you need some help, kind of want some guidance to go through that, the one big thing I want to tell you, all right, so when you go to that website, fxbnutrition.com, if you create a profile and you go through that process of purchasing some of the supplements, make sure that you include, and there'll be a drop down, you select your home location, either FXB Woodbury or FXB White Bear. Now, I know some of you watching tonight or even after the fact might be a virtual member only, right? And so in that case, you maybe not have quote unquote a home location, and that's okay. Just be sure to pick either FXB White Bear or FXB Woodbury, all right? That way we kind of get credit for it and they know where people are coming from, all right? So with that, that is all I have for slides. I'm gonna go ahead, Jillian, I can't really see the chat right here. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna step off screen here. If we have any questions out there, please
I can ask you the questions.
Muted. Yeah, keep yourself muted. That way we don't get a lot of chatter there, and I'm gonna step off, I'll be right back.
I can ask you the questions, Justin. Are you ready?
Go for it, yes.
Okay. So I answered the one question, is there milk protein in the shakes? Yes, it's a whey complex right now, a whey-based complex. They are working on a vegetarian option as well, but it may be a little while before that comes out. And then the big question, Justin, we didn't cover it. Is there a winner?
Is there a winner? You're all winner. Yeah. So the prizes will be determined upon how many people get signed up. So it's really kind of hard to say before we know kind of how many people have signed up and paid for the challenge. But we're hopeful. I'm crossing my fingers. We're hopeful that we get enough people to have something very substantial. All right, very substantial. So I know that's kind of a non-answer right there, but if I have one person sign up, then maybe they get a $50 prize. But if we have 100 people sign up, then it could be something very, very special. We want to make it something that you're really focused and even more diligent about wanting to get to the end of that 6 weeks. Okay. What other questions do you have?
There we go. Okay. So there is one from Krista that says challenge includes the workouts. If we are already paying for the workouts, how does that work? Yeah.
So your workouts are just kind of there. I wanted to make sure I threw that in there just so you knew that it wasn't. But yeah, your membership pays for your workouts already. The challenge really is going to be if you only did the challenge and not the supplements. If you only did the challenge at $299, that's going to include your Trainerize app, the setup of that. Jillian's coaching, or not nagging, it's coaching. No, it's going to include her coaching and kind of watching over you and sort of, that interaction week to week, your in-body scan, all of that kind of stuff. So that's kind of more what the challenge includes. Just so you know, you might be asking if you haven't gone to the website yet, the supplement, the range of the prices on those are either $149 or $189. So if you just did the supplements, you're actually going to save quite a bit and get a lot more out of the challenge than if you were to just do the challenge only price and not do the supplements. So question, let's see. I see the one from Danielle. If we do the online automatic supplement program, does that automatically register us, or do we do that separately? Yes. So Danielle, if you decided right now to go online, if you already paid for it and you set up your account and everything on fxbnutrition.com, go ahead and fill out that pre-registration form anyway. That way, when we contact you, we'll go through that questionnaire real quick and say, oh, you've already done that. Now we'll sign you up for the challenge. So it's kind of a checks and balances kind of thing. If you don't go and purchase the supplements and everything, then we can just do that right on the phone while one of the team members is talking to you and kind of help you set up your account right away. All right. So either way works, but no, we're not going to automatically register anyone into the challenge until we confirm that either they've purchased their supplements or that we've gotten their payment for the challenge itself.
No other questions right now, Justin, but Jill is working on, they're getting an error on the Google Doc, not having permission, so she's working on that for us.
Should be working now.
It should be good now if you guys got that error.
That happens sometimes when you're an admin on the account, everything works. When you test it out. There we go. All right. Any other questions? I hope you guys enjoyed them tonight. I tried to make it as fun as possible, even having stuff like that. Can you use your gift certificates? We'll have to figure out how that might work, Sheila. The system, this fxbnutrition.com website, is completely managed separately than our systems in-house. So we could figure something out. But when the team member contacts you, we'll work with you on that. Gia, let's see. Can you purchase the protein at the gym? No. Here's the cool thing about it. I didn't even mention this, but great question, Gia. Thank you. So the beauty of this program is that we don't have to accept, we aren't a middle person. We don't have to accept, why is Joyce drawing on the screen? We don't have to accept any product or have anything in-house. Now we are, I do have some samples coming. So I'll have some protein samples at the two studios starting next week, probably about midweek. So you guys can all kind of taste test this stuff. But our intent is not to have any product in the studios. Shipping on this stuff, they're telling us 3 to 5 days. I've already ordered a couple of different things over the last week and a half since it was launched. And even over the holidays, I've gotten my products really rapidly. So 3 to 5 days you can expect. Once you order that stuff, it'll ship directly to your door.
Don Holman had a question. Does this include meal planning similar to Evolution?
Jillian, did you want to take that one real quick?
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to make sure the form is working. What was the question?
Does this include meal planning similar to Evolution?
No, not specifically, but that depends on what you need for your nutrition support. So some people kind of have their thing that they want to do. They just need to fill in the gaps, or they may need some guidance. They like to use MyFitnessPal and they just need help with the macros. So if that's what you need, you just message me and we get you set up on your macros, and that syncs right into the app as well. So I'll be able to see if you're hitting them or not. If it's not working, then I'll message you and suggest like, hey, I see that you're hitting all of your targets every single day, but I don't, with your in-body scans, I think we may need to make a couple of adjustments. Try this for this week. If you're doing Evolution Nutrition, then obviously chat with us about it, but we're gonna work these supplements into your Evolution Nutrition, no problem. And then same thing as always with the Evolution Nutrition, that also integrates with the app. So you'll be able to see your full meal plan right there. If you are hitting it and eating everything, and same situation applies. If things aren't moving quite the way that they need to be or the way that you want them to be, then we make a couple of minor adjustments and then see how that goes. So does not include the meal plans specifically. We will be giving recipes and nutrition advice and things like, and topics and added information there, but not the meal plans specifically, unless you are in Evolution Nutrition, then you have the meal plans. Does that answer the question? Okay.
Justin, another question from Facebook from Steve Hall. What determines the winner? Is it body fat loss, muscle gain, photos, etc.?
Yeah, it'll be a combination of the primarily body fat percentage change and photos, right? So kind of similar to our 10-week challenge, although we're only doing 6 weeks. We didn't want to go overboard with measurements and push-ups and sit-ups and that sort of thing. So we're going to keep it really straightforward, body fat percentage change as a percentage of change, as well as those photos. So a little subjective, a little objective.
That is it so far.
Great. All right. If you have any other questions, feel free to drop us a note in Facebook or give us a ring. We'll be happy to jump on that as quick as we can. Please go to, is that form working, Jillian? Did we get that form working?
I think so.
All right, great. So fill out that form, pre-register. Again, fxbnutrition.com. You can go there right away, kind of check things out, see what you want. The big difference on the two packages for the supplements are one of the lower level package only gives you 1 container of protein. The higher level one gives you 2. So if you think you're going to go through your protein powder a lot faster, then you want to pick that second one, that higher tiered one. I think it's called Extreme Plus. All right. So with that, if you have any questions, let us know. Thanks for joining in. It was great to see everybody tonight. Have a happy new year. If we don't talk between now and then, we got a couple of workouts, I think, coming up between now and the new year. So happy 2021. Looking forward to a much better year this year. And we'll see you very soon on the mats.
Justin, before you go, sorry, we got one more.
Yeah.
Is it 1 per location on the winner?
Great question. Thank you, Leah. We're going to do this as a combined across the locations, right? So it's an all-in kind of thing. All right.
Because it's also for our virtual only folks as well. So
yeah, great point. Great point. Great question.
And members and non-members. Yes, Danielle, you're correct. So if you have somebody who just needs help with nutrition and doesn't want to work on the workout piece of it, they're more than welcome to join as well. Feel free to send that form link along to them, and we'd be happy to get them in as well.
Yeah. Oh, I see Sharon's question. Sharon's just like a dog on a bone. She keeps asking me that question. Yes. So we are working on something for our instructor team, our lovely instructor team, but that will likely be segregated from the general population. So stay tuned on that, team, and we'll talk more about that next week.
Okay, now do your goodbye again, Justin.
All right, so now, again, thanks everybody. Appreciate you joining in tonight, and we will see you again soon on the mats. Take care.